Yes, it is a beautiful morning, and we want to say good morning to everyone listening to the Perfect Choice Station for today. Welcome to a fresh December. Today is the second day in the month of December 2025, and you are tuned in to Press Drive right here on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. This is your early morning companion for everything making the headlines. As we step into this final month of the year, the news cycle isn't, showing or slowing down. And neither are we. Because from politics to business, from global shift to story shaping our community, we are always here to break it down page by page, paper by paper. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into what the newspapers are saying this morning. This is Press Drive, your intelligent, calm, and compelling start of the day. We're live on Facebook. On Facebook is at I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Drop your comments because we would love to read from you this morning. And I am yours sincerely, Marvellous Sobaloju Oyedele. I'll be the one driving you around the papers this morning. And soon we'll be joined by our analyst who's also going to help give more insight into the headlines making the rounds. Once again, good morning and welcome to Press Drive. All right, let's quickly go through the headlines making the rounds this morning. As most of the headlines, the front pages of our papers are covered with the Court of Appeal grant of interim restoration order reversing judgment obtained by NESOI or our NESCONT. Okay, so you get details of that one from most of the papers we have right here. But other headlines from the Nation paper for this morning. Appeal court did not overturn Nest Oil FBN Quest ruling. You get to check that on the front page and you continue the reading on page 5. Defense Minister Badaru resigns. President accepts exit on health grounds. Replacement likely this week. That's on page 6 of the Nation paper. Aside the Court of Appeal grant that is on the Nigerian Tribune as well, we have other headlines on the front page. On page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune, confusion over Adeleke as PDP National Working Committee, Osun chapter differ on governorship primaries. That's on page 25. Fresh $100 million investment lands in Edo governor. Comment firm. Fresh $100 million investment lands in Edo governor comments firm. That's on page 4. And also on page 26, northern governors endorse state police, each state to contribute $1 billion each month for security. Want federal government to suspend mining exploration for 6 months. All of those on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. Only the front page of the New Telegraph have more details of headlines this morning, so we'll go through them one after the other. From the New Telegraph front page, we have this one on economy. Nigeria records 3.9% GDP growth in third quarter of 2025 as public debt hit 150. That on the front page, and you continue the reading on page 3 and 8 of the New Telegraph. On capital project, state expenditure up 377.47% to 1.60 trillion naira in 5 years. That's on page 8 of the New Telegraph. $6 billion Marbella fraud. Obasanjo promises to testify, witness tells court, and that's on page 2. We are not just talking, we are acting, coming from Fubara to prioritize education. Our troops can end terrorism. They are not cowards. Coming from us to tackle banditry, kidnapping in Oyo. All of those on 2, 4, and 6 of the New Telegraph. Gas Infrastructure Fund reps order audit of NMDPRA over alleged mismanagement. I did not award national. Get to check that on page 3 and 6 of the New Telegraph. Osun gubernatorial, why Osun PDP Guba primary will no longer hold tomorrow. Coming from PDP chairman, 9 aspirant return APC nomination forms. That's on page 7. Must act now or lose it. Northern governors warn. As bandits abduct breastfeeding mother, 10 others in Kano. 6 real estate marketers kidnapped in Ogun. That's on page 2 and page 28 of the New Telegraph. Some nominees on Tinubu's ambassadorial list should be in prison. Coming from Joe Keshi, as president has prerogative to choose ambassadors, says presidency. You get to check that on page 3. And a study on page 29 of the New Telegraph. Air pollution may lower health benefits of exercise. That's on page 29, and that is study from the New Telegraph. Appeal granting interim restoration order, but we also have another headline right here from The Guardian. Federal High Court order in Nest Oil FBN Quests case still valid. That's all we have from The Guardian newspaper. And from the Daily Trust paper, we also have this headlines. Niger students abduction. We are having sleepless night. Parent tells NSA. And that's on page 5. Defense Minister Badaru resigns. That's on page 4. How are Greek industrial sectors pushed Nigerians' GDP by 3.98% in third quarter. That's on page 23. And on page 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust, Kano, new bandit frontier, consequences for economy. Kano banditry attack, a timeline. You get to check that on the front page, and then you continue the reading on page 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust. On banditry as well, northern governors urge Tinubu to suspend mining for 6 months. That's also on page 8. Osun 2026, Adeleke no longer interested in PDP tickets. Coming on page 7, $2 billion debts. Nest Oil offices repossessed. And Nigeria grant asylum to Guinea-Bissau opposition candidate. That's on page 22 of the Daily Trust. And from the Punch paper, we have very few headlines for the same reason. That's on page 2. And faith divide widens. Faith divide widens. Student protest religious inequality at Gombe University. That's on page 3. And on abduction surge, northern governors demand mining suspension, unveils 228 billion naira security fund. And state police tops agenda at 19 northern governors meeting. Federal government enlists UK, France support. All right, that you can find on page 2 of the Punch paper. These are the major headlines making the rounds for this morning. And now is the time for us to go into details of some of them. And some of the ones we get to check out this morning, we get to talk about strike, because federal government are sued to approve 40% salary rise and extra allowances. We get to talk about that. Then also still on strike, resident doctors are threatening to resume strike again. And we are moving to Osun State because Adeleke dumps PDP and blames party national crisis. We get to check that too. And also Nigerians abroad are demanding action on passport and NIN delays. Also, we get to talk about the abduction surge as northern governors demand mining suspension and unveils 228 billion naira security fund. These are more we get to talk about as our time permits us this morning. Once again, we say good morning and welcome to Press Drive. With me in the house is Barrister Folusho Lakpo. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning this morning. How are you today?
I'm well.
I hope you are good.
Yes.
Good morning, Nigerians. I hope you've just grabbed your coffee, tea, or pap so that we can drive together this morning. And before then, I want to tell you this, that the best way to get ahead is to get started. So if you want to get ahead, you have to start first. So stop resisting yourself. That thing that you want to do it now. Good morning this morning.
All right, good morning this morning. So let's go into details of some of the major headlines making the rounds this morning. Right now, let's go into details of some of the major stories making the rounds. And unveils 228 billion naira security fund. Northern governors and traditional rulers on Monday called for a 6-month suspension of mining activities across the region, blaming illegal mining for the worsening insecurity in many states. The northern leaders also announced plans to mobilize 228 billion naira to fight bandits terrorizing communities across the region. Under the arrangement, each state and its local government will contribute 1 billion naira monthly to be deducted at source under an agreed framework. This means that the 19 northern states will raise 228 billion naira annually. They said the fund would provide sustainable financing for joint operations, intelligence-driven intervention, and coordinated security response across the north. This was contained in a communique issued after a joint meeting of the Northern State Governors Forum and the Northern Traditional Rulers Council held at the Sir Kasim Ibrahim House in Kaduna, leaving families traumatized and several communities deserted. No fewer than 500 students and residents have been kidnapped by criminal gangs from schools and communities, forcing authorities to shut down schools in several states. On November 17, 2025, armed men attacked Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Kebbi State, abducting 24 schoolgirls. The school vice principal was killed during the attack. The students were freed a few days later. 4 days later, on November 21, gunmen invaded St. Mary Catholic School in Niger State, abducting hundreds of pupils and staff. Church and local officials later confirmed that 300 were taken away. The escalating attack prompted several states to order the temporary closure of schools in Kebbi, Bauchi, Yobe, Adamawa, Taraba, Plateau, Niger, Katsina, and Kwara states. The federal government also ordered the closure of 41 federal unity colleges nationwide. In response to the agency, directing immediate recruitment by the Army, police, and intelligence agencies. He also urged the National Assembly to begin the process of legalizing state police to curb kidnapping and terrorist attacks. At Monday meeting, the Northern leaders endorsed the state policing initiative, reversing decades of political opposition to multi-level policing. The meeting, chaired by the governor of Gombe State and NSGF chairman Mohammed Inuha Yaya, had in attendance the 19 northern governors and chairmen of the 19 state traditional councils. The participants insisted that decentralized policing had become inevitable. As a corrective measure, they asked President Tinubu to direct the Minister of Solid Minerals to suspend mining activities to allow for a full audit and revalidation of licenses. To also strengthen the fight against insecurity, the governor also announced the creation of Regional Security Trust Fund. Each of the 19 northern states and their local government will contribute 1 billion naira monthly to be deducted at source in a dedicated security fund. The framework for the fund will be finalized soon, the communique added. The story goes on and on and on, but this, of course, would say is a beautiful initiative by the northern governors, all right, the 19 northern governors. So what do you make of all of this, all right, as abduction seems to be surging, particularly in the north?
Yes, I think there's goodness in badness. Charlie
Mm-hmm.
I think the goodness of this all of all these things are, coming up now, and it is showing one thing, that whether Nigeria likes it or not, we must go regionalism. For the northern governors to come together and give themselves such a laudable agenda, for the first time, because of insecurity, it seems something is given eventually. They have been the one, standing against state police. Now they are the one begging for it. They are always the one standing against devolution of power. Now they are the ones begging for it. They have been the one against regionalism. Now it appears they are embracing it. So to me, I think it's a good thing. Unfortunately, it is coming from a bad thing. But any badness, if I can put it that way, that breeds or give a good return, then to that we see immediately the bandits attack Kwara and even some part of Kogi expeditiously, immediately, like it should be done yesterday. So to me, it's a very good thing. Again, I like another thing they did, and that is this country belongs to the federal government. So they advise that all mining activities be stopped, at least for now, to take stock of what is happening, because it appears that is where the fund for these bandits are coming from. So if federal government is suspended at least for some time to look at whether there is a better to see whether it will minimize banditry or that. So at the end of the day, then another thing they did that is very laudable is the fact that they voted a specific amount of money that they were going to contribute. I think that's a step further from what the Western Nigerian governors did. They said they were going to contribute money, but there's no specific amount. So these ones, they were specific about it. There's always a step further when you are copying somebody, and you are wise in your copying. So you will add some things, put value. I think they put value, and that will, ginger the Western Nigerian governors to put an amount to whatever security fund that they are contributing. But life is sacrosanct. So these are two types of people, and the person that knows that life is sacrosanct will not just want to die like a fowl, and the people that doesn't think that life means anything may just do whatever they want to their lives. So we have different cultures, different languages, different traditions in this country, and as a federal republic, that's the meaning of federation, that there are states, uh, 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 constituting the federal government. So, and those states are regionalized. So if at the end of the day we're able to get a regional government from this insecurity that is
consultations with diaspora communities across multiple countries. The group said the report stemmed from a strategic meeting and a cross-country survey conducted among Nigerians living in Europe and North America. They noted that the exercise aimed to identify recurring obstacles and document shared experiences across different jurisdictions. Nigerians abroad frequently face prolonged delays and additional travel burdens while trying to obtain or verify the processing extremely difficult. The group called for urgent digitalization and modernization of the NIN and passport system, stressing the need for improved funding of foreign mission to get my new passport. It happened that we're given a particular time. We had already registered time when we were asked to come in, because I think there are timing for most of these things.
Yeah.
So ours is supposed to be around 2 p.m.
Okay.
and we got there around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And you need to see the way they were just lashing out at us, telling us that because they wrote to you are coming 11 o'clock, you cannot come since morning. Seems to be exactly like that. And not just that, it took us 3 to 4 days to do our biometrics because there are a lot of persons. And I think if they are strictly followed the timing, we'll probably not be experiencing this, coming around.
Such things are happening. It is not government now, quote and unquote.
Okay.
It is the civil servant that are supposed to be manning those things. If they say you should be coming 2 o'clock, it is 2 o'clock. And when you get there, you are supposed to do whatever you wanted to do. But they think that, in fact, I don't even know that he can go this far before he's frustrated. All the time he was saying it, I was just laughing. This man doesn't know Nigeria. And they are showing him pepper now, especially with what their people are doing. But I think if there are complaints, if all these things that you experienced is raised, and we don't just sit on our right, that's why we just like fella said, he said, because people are afraid, we are the ones I don't want to say that, we are the ones doing ourselves. I said so yes, that is Nigeria for us. It's not them alone, it's systemic, it's everywhere. Somebody just want to get something from somebody, either good or bad. They don't want to know, and that is why they begin to intimidate people so that people can be subject. But if it is raised, for instance, NEPA wanted to cut my client's light, and he called me. I said, give the phone to him. If you cut it, you lose your job. Because of course, because the law says it should be, the man should be given 21 days notice. So you didn't give any notice. So you said you are coming. If you try it, you lose your job. And said no, sir, and all that. They intimidated that man. Thank God, but he knows somebody, a lawyer. So, and I have to tell him, how do you treat people that comes to you? How do you treat people that comes to your table? You need just ordinary signature. When I was in school, we were preparing for our final exams, and we have to go and sign off from finance, and because we have to sign off before the exam, and the exam is just 3 days ahead, and we were there in the sun. The man will come, and the woman will come, and will just collect one person, will sign it, close his office door again, go somewhere. It was just doing that. So our dean came, and he wanted to do something there, and just saw us. My lawyers, what are you doing here? And we explained to him. He said, go home. They will come and beg you to come and do it. And that was what he did.
Wow.
He has to report that at the Senate. So you see, sometimes it's us. It is not
the government.
So before we begin to blame government, let's look inward. Me, Folusho, how do I treat anybody that comes to me or that needed something from me? As a civil servant, as even a professional, how do I treat people? Some people, I beg, that is not government. Whatever is happening, the government, at least for this term. They tried, especially regarding passport and immigration things.
Yes,
matters.
And speaking of NIN as well,
yes,
the rigor of getting that thing
that
done
one is another thing.
Is another one.
That one is no, it's
and then they will eventually give you paper for long time.
In fact,
it takes some persons to even convert it to plastic themselves.
In fact, government NIL itself is government on its own. Yes, so
actually
they are government on its own, on their own. See, government said what you can do is there in the law, is there in their guidelines. If you change your name, all you need to
Okay, let's move away from the civil servants and let's come to politics. Finally, the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, has formally resigned from the People's Democratic Party, citing persistent leadership turmoil. Monday night, Adeleke confirmed that he submitted his resignation letter to party officials in Sagba Abogunde Ward 2, Eden North Local Government on November 4, 2025. He stated that due to ongoing crisis within the leadership of the People's Democratic Party at the national level, I officially convey my resignation letter as a member of the party leadership in Eden North Local Government on November 4. There's a copy of the letter written here. The governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke resignation letter. You can check it from the Punch paper. And this is what he wrote. I thank the party of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and now as governor of Osun State. Earlier reports from the PDP state chapter indicated that Adeleke is unlikely to seek the party nomination for the 2026 governorship election unless the internal conflict were resolved. The leadership had expressed hope that a resolution organized and recognized by the...
So they came out of there. I don't know what can happen. And I think, Mr. Governor, have to think about that eventually he might not have a party. If he's standing on PDP platform, then there... Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. That's probably the reason he's leaving PDP, and not even probably, he said it in his letter. So because he needed a platform to stand, and the election for Osun is next year. So meaning that next year is some days to this time that we are talking, and if care is not taken, he might not get any place to stand on.
Fifid Kids Corner ló tẹ́ pẹpẹ Christmas grotto fún gbàdúrà àwọn ọmọ wa. Wọ́n máa wo Father Christmas ṣeré pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ìṣeré ọmọdé bíi bouncy castle, swing àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n tún máa gbẹ̀bù lọ́wọ́ baba kérésì just for 5,000 naira per child. Starting from 7th December till 21st December 2025. Monday to Saturday, first floor, Emiloju House, beside MRS filling station. Wọ́n fún Olódò Ìbàdàn 0904 45 62 737. Fifth Kids Corner Indoor Christmas Grotto. You will love it.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, SEC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Christmas festivity is here again. For a party where magic meets joy and every child shines. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome back. So let's take calls. 0705 510 33, 0705 510 33, 091 6000 1033, 091 6000 1033. And on Facebook is at I-FLIER 103.3 FM Live. Started with Olobe Rukoya Labisi saying, "Good morning, Sister Mavi and Barrister. Well done. More wisdom and progress. Happy new month." Thank you so much, sir. Ma. Thank you very much. And we have this one from Boluwatife Ademijuwon. She says, "Good morning. Regarding the PDP crisis, the party needs to sort itself out ASAP because the internal drama is doing more harm than good. Despite the troubles, PDP still appear to be a strong opposition party. So they have to put aside their differences and join forces." That's coming from Boluwatife Ademijuwon. Thank you very much. And also we have Joshua Olawore saying, "Good morning. And awesome job. Thank you very much." And also Pastor Dr. Mukaila Famiwa says, 21 days notice for NEPA before cutting your lights in this Nigeria. My SAN. God bless you, sir. Okay. And Oladokun Olaide says, "Good morning from Akobo. Good morning in the studio, Sister Marvellous and Barrister. Keep the flag flying." Thank you so much. And Ogbenyo Deyemi Omokure says, "Well done. Good morning. It's good to hear from you again." And Ademola Adebayo says, "Barrister, good morning, sir. Sister Marvellous, well done, ma. Thank you so much, sir. I learned that Amoteku in Oyo State wants to go on strike. Please, Mr. Governor should do the immediate needful to avoid Fulani chaos in the state, though. It is not this time that we should allow that to happen. Good morning." That's coming from Ademola Adebayo of Kakombi Okyoshun. Actually, I've not have Ademola Adebayo saying, "Please, I need Barrister. Please, I need your phone number." He added his own. So maybe you should go on Facebook and I can help screenshot so that you can have his number and you both can talk later. Whatever people are talking about, please remember me. It's Christmas time. Okay, 0705 510 33, 091 6000 1033. Those are the two lines to get to use to be a part of the conversation. And you can also still drop your comment on the Facebook page. Would love to read from you this morning. Tolu, I hope you are from Mr. Caleb Alabi and many others. Please, we expect your calls this morning. While we await calls, let me quickly take this one from resident doctors as they have threatened to resume strike. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors on Monday warned that it would resume a total, indefinite, and comprehensive strike if the federal government fails to implement agreed upon demands within 4 weeks. The announcement was made in a communique issued at the end of NAT's extraordinary National Executive Council meeting, signed by its President Dr. Mohammed Sulaiman, Secretary General Dr. Shuaibu Ibrahim, and Publicity Social Secretary Dr. Abdulmajid Ibrahim. The association has suspended its indefinite strike on Saturday after 29 days of industrial action, followed the government to meet NAT's demand within 4 weeks. So after the 4 weeks, they said they're going on strike. 0705 510 33, 091 6000 1033. Okay, you can try call us back. I don't know if it's the network, but you would really love to hear from you this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Alabi.
Yes, my name is Alabi from Alakashabo.
You're welcome.
Just want to comment on the resignation of Bajaru as a Minister of Defense.
Yes.
So I just want to advise the federal government that they want to stick the replacement to give it the people with proven integrity. And they should just give the ministry to the ordinary politician. Not the person that has the experience in that department. Who you connect one time when the minister was assigned to a portfolio. Knowledge of this ministry. That statement coming for that minister. How do you want him to perform in your office? This result is wrong.
By the government refusal to shift grounds and the union's concern over prolonged stagnation of earnings caused by years of stalled negotiation. Both sides also agreed to a 3-year review of this agreement. Your comment on that quickly.
Well, it's happening eventually that ASU is no longer going on strike. They went on strike, maybe 3-1. They went on one strike, and the government have to come in and they give.
So, but I hope it will come to existence soon, so that we'll be able to have relative peace in this country. Enough of bandit attack, terrorist attack, cynic attack. So we need peace in this country. May God lead our leaders right.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mariam. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Dr.
Happy New Year to my essence, sir.
Yes, sir. Greetings from here, sir.
I don't know how much I would advise Adeleke to leave PDP. The chances of getting second term is very narrow with this his party that is going. If I were him, if you have stayed in PDP and enter after the second term, then you can go to another party. But for him to have leave PDP now, I'm not sure that he's good. I'm not sure that his followers will follow him.
Have you heard about Panding Hotels and Event Place? The Panding Hotels and Event Place is your spot for relaxation and entertainment, featuring an exquisite bar where a collection of tasteful drinks and cocktails are served. Enjoy your meals at the lounge restaurant with a menu of piping hot delicious dishes. Take advantage of the magnificent lodge for comfort, equipped with modern facilities including 24-hour power supply and Wi-Fi connection. It also has an event hall to host an array of events from birthdays, wedding ceremonies and anniversaries. Need more fun? Panding Nightclub opens every Saturday at 11 p.m. with maximum security guarantee. Panding Event and Hotel Place is located at number 33B, Ginorere Ishebo Alakia. Contact us via email at info@pandinghotels.com, on Instagram at Panding Hotels. Call us on 0705 442 2968. Panding Hotels and Event Place, the perfect